For young people, staying connected with friends, family, and the world at large often involves using portable devices to talk, email, and text. Too often, staying in touch involves using these devices while driving. To address this problem, these students from Hoover High School and Spain Park High School in Hoover, Alabama are participating in a unique program, a campaign that is led by the students themselves. The program is called M.E.T.H.O.D.
Who knows what M.E.T.H.O.D stands for? Yes?
Mind, eyes, hands on driving.
Good. So mind, eyes, two hands on driving. It's a critical issue, an important issue. A lot of kids are getting hurt and injured, killed as a result of car crashes. So this initiative is really about helping your fellow classmates, your parents. Sometimes parents are the worst offenders of texting and driving or being on a cell phone and driving. And so our aim is trying to communicate the importance of this issue. And even though it's an important issue, today is intended to be fun.
The M.E.T.H.O.D campaign was developed by Innocorp Limited, a company committed to youth safety with a long track record of developing innovative tools for educators. M.E.T.H.O.D is unique because it uses a youth summit where student leaders come together to develop a call to action that extends beyond the school and addresses distracted driving on a community-wide basis.
When Innocorp came up with the M.E.T.H.O.D program, again, the mayor and I sat down and talked, and we thought if we could reach our driving age kids in our high school, if we could make a difference in one child's life, then certainly it's worth the campaign.
The summit begins with session facilitators who may be teachers, school resource officers, or safety educators. These facilitators help students to set ground rules that will lead to a productive summit.
If this is going to work this year and we're going to come together for Hoover, the city of Hoover, then we've all got to work together, you know, put our athletics aside and come together as one team, all right? So all day long, I want you to get to know one another. I want Hoover to break up and Spain Park to break up, and I want us all to be one. Today it's not Spain Park and Hoover, it's the city of Hoover for the right reasons and cause.
After some ice-breaking and team-building activities, the real work and the real fun begins.
I'll start out with the first one. You know, I would hope that all year long and today that we would respect one another and respect each other's ideas and help out along the way. So we want to treat each other during the day today. Kindness.
Here, student resource officers are leading an activity called Turn and Learn Distracted Driving.
Phone rings. By the sound of the ringtone, you know it's one of your parents calling from their cell phone. What do you do?
Because this is my parents calling, I will safely find a place to pull off, whether it be in a parking lot or off on the side of the road, and answer their call and tell them, Mom and Dad, I'm driving, and I don't appreciate you calling me. And I'm currently on the side of the road. So, I would like to let you know that I am okay, but I need to get back on the road, and I'll see you when I get home. And then I hang up the phone, and I turn it off, and I drive home.
The student's insightful answer to the scenario-based question demonstrates a first step in supporting responsible driving habits and a newly learned sensitivity to distraction-free driving. Involving the school resource officers gives students and SROs a chance to work together for positive change.
Tuck boy, spin the wheel, please.
Could it be? Could it be?
Oh.
Could it be?
All right, you, sir, describe another distraction while driving.
Reading billboards on the side of the road.
I would buy that.
Essentially, the M.E.T.H.O.D campaign leverages the enthusiasm and commitment of young people to not only change their own driving behavior, but to also influence the driving behavior of peers, siblings, parents, and others in their communities. M.E.T.H.O.D is a multifaceted, evidence-based approach to bring about positive change. And there's considerable response to first-person accounts of the consequences of poor driving decisions. In Hoover, this facet of the program was delivered by Bobby Petroselli, a nationally recognized speaker on the subject of responsible driving.
Before I continue, I want to take a sidebar here for a moment and a sidetrack to tell you one very simple thing. Do not walk out of this room today without knowing one very simple thing I'm going to tell you. That in this life, every moment has the power. Every moment has the power. Every moment has the power to impact your life and the lives of other people. What you're doing here today, moment by moment by moment, is impacting the lives of others as you leave this room and go forward into your future.
After team building activities, the group moves on to the principal work of the Leadership Summit, designing a local, community-based, youth-led campaign to reduce distracted driving. This effort involves creating a call to action that will engage both young drivers and the entire community in committing to distraction-free driving. Creating a call to action begins with a non-judgmental listing of all ideas suggested by the participants. After selecting the call to action by majority vote, the student leaders develop the details and a timetable to implement their plan. Again, this is part of the evidence-based approach of the M.E.T.H.O.D campaign. Experience indicates that when young people commit to specific goals within a specified time frame, they are likely to follow through. And studies have shown that when youth interact with and teach other young people, both receptivity to new ideas and learning are increased. At the Hoover Youth Summit, the group selected a call to action based on respect for the individual. You Matter, Just Drive Day. To demonstrate their commitment, all the participants signed their names onto the campaign. For the student leaders, the M.E.T.H.O.D campaign and the Call to Action Youth Summit increased their awareness of the problem and their motivation to carry the message to their peers.
You know, we really got together, and I think that really being able to bounce back off of each other, we were able to kind of gear together a pretty good plan that we could not use not just at Spain Park and not just at Hoover, but across the entire Hoover community.
I learned a lot today. It really opened my eyes to many different distractions, because mostly the distractions you hear about are just texting or your phone in general, but you don't really think about eating and like looking at other things like billboards and things like that. So it really just, I learned a lot about how many different things can distract you, not just your cell phone.
We're actually going to go through our school and our community and make up signs and posters like telling everybody and warning them about distracted driving. We're going to have a major tailgate out at the last football game, and it's going to like improve everyone's thoughts about distracted driving.
The true test of the M.E.T.H.O.D approach is student follow-through and the response to the campaign by the wider community. For Hoover, Alabama, the results spoke for themselves.
The community involvement of the program was phenomenal, involving both high schools at the same time and having those kids really push the program to the community. And then also having Mayor Ivey involved in that situation, it really helped with the total community effort with that.
Well, it was really neat that they allowed the students at both schools to come up with ideas on how they could get the message of distracted driving out to the other students in the school. And to watch the two schools interact, the two students from different schools interact, and the ideas they came up with and the pride they took in the process was just, you know, very fun to watch.
It was spearheaded by our peer helpers, and those students were very engaged in the process and excited, and they were sort of our campaign managers throughout the time that we were engaged in this.
If you save one life in a process like this, or one bad accident, is that a success? And I believe it is. You know, you have an opportunity to make a difference in their lives, and I think that this program, you know, offers that opportunity.